Battle Angels. What a time to be alive. For the first time in human history, we get to see what a black hole looks like. Kim Kardashian is apparently becoming a lawyer and... Nope. Roberto Lavagna still hasn't announced that he's running for president. Yes, as you can imagine, not much has changed since the last time we saw each other, and everyone's anxiety levels are through the roof. So much so that people on the streets are literally going effing nuts. Take this cab driver, for example. Or this guy who didn't like this bus. Seriously, what's happening? Wild Tales, aka Ratos Salvajes, is like a thing, but we don't even know. Art is imitating life. Life is imitating art. Is this an installment of Arte Va or Semana del Arte? Are we being punked? Am I on the Truman Show? That's right. Ish is crazy out there. The US dollar exchange rate appears to have comfortably stayed above 44 pesos, which means that spending Christmas in Punta is going to be even more impossible this year. And to make matters worse, a local judge has ordered the city of Buenos Aires to immediately ban all of the delivery apps until they legally abide by the city's traffic and transport code. WTF. I need my chorri sent to me by Rappi immediately. Also, everyone, make sure you're tipping your delivery people. It's hard work. They're on bikes. It's raining. It's humid. We should start there, and then we can talk about the other stuff. In other words, what he wants is for all couriers to wear a helmet, for the delivery box to be attached to the bikes and not their backs, for all couriers to have life insurance, and for the bikes to have safety lights. If you're wondering, wait, didn't they already have that? Let me just say, welcome to Argentina. To quote one of my favorite friends, there are no laws here. There are no rules. Unlike the Outback slogan, no rules, just right. So you can sleep soundly tonight. You will still be able to order your McDonald's Cuarto de Libra in the morning. That's Adrian's favorite breakfast routine. Obviously how he stays so slim. In other news, Alberto Samir, aka the King of Meat, was captured in Belize this week after what can be labeled the worst escape attempt in history? What was he fugitive for, like 24 hours? Of course, Samir, who last week was taunting the police and pretending to be an evil mastermind, changed his tune after being captured and said that he just went on a little vacation because he was stressed. Oh, poor baby, he's very stressed. He had a big hat on. He looked extremely conspicuous. Although I did see footage of the resort in Belize, or where he maybe was. I mean, I'd risk it for that. Gotta keep my tan up, as you can tell. Funny how he didn't seem to think that having Interpol breathing down his neck was going to add more stress, but to each their own. This is a judgment-free space, unless we're in court with Judge Judy. Baloney! In politics this week, bad news for the Macristas, as according to a recent poll by Haim, only 23% of the population approve of his job as president, and his popularity has sunk to 30%. Former President Cristina Kirchner's popularity, however, is much higher at 45%, even though at least 48% of the population says they have a negative view of her. She's kind of like the Regina George. I know Adrian said that Lavagna was Regina George, but I think Christina's Regina George. I mean, we could cut the nipples out of her t-shirts and she would walk around flaunting them with her Louis Vuitton bag and she would rock it. I mean, we've created a monster. And we're still 6 months away from the elections. Can't wait for this year to be over already. Can we get like a countdown on the screen here, magical editors, that just says like how long until 2019 ends? Because also apparently Alexandra Canigia was like flirting with presidential stardom and calls people barats, and it's weird, and if he actually continues, he could probably win. I mean, look at Trump. And last but not least, apparently next month, the city government is officially opening 3 new E-Line subway stations: Correo Central, Catalinas, and Retiro, right in downtown Buenos Aires. That's right, guys. This is what passes for good news these days. A subway station. Yeah, no, things are going great. Thanks for asking. Get me out of here. Seriously, just get me out of here. Can we move on to events? I need a little joy in my life. First of all, celebrate the awesomeness of all things Japan at Avenida San Juan 2600 this Saturday from noon with Buenos Aires Celebra Japón Festival. There's going to be Japanese food, Japanese music, and maybe even Ambassador Fukushima might show up. He's kind of a celebrity these days. He's one of those cool Twitter stars. We love him. Keep it going. So head over there with no fear of engaging in cultural appropriation, because this event is officially approved of by the Japanese community of Buenos Aires. Konnichiwa. Sayonara. I have a kimono. I wanted to be Japanese when I was a child, and I tried to learn the languages, and I actually moved to Argentina with a kimono for a 9-year-old child, because #priorities. If Japan's not your thing, but Russia is, I have great news. Pussy Riot is in town. Remember them? The Russian activist slash punk band that made the headlines after standing up against authoritarianism. Well, they're playing at Niceto this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. So head over there for some great music and to stick it to Vladimir Putin. JK, Do not push me out of a window, Mr. Putin. I'm just reading the prompter right now. Not my fault, not my joke. Hashtag blame Adrian always. Also, I'm American. Aren't we like colluding with you right now so we're like kind of friends? Yes? Niet? Yes? Niet? That's all for this week, folks. And if you have Lavagna's WhatsApp number, call me. So apparently Adrian is doing videos now, and it's obvious that he's just a little jealous. Probably of my clothes because they're the right size. But also they're funnier, a little longer, and have one thing that his never will. Moi. I'm happy to give him advice on how to be a little more popular, a little more likable. I'm not going to say it, but Adrian, if you want help, you know who to call.